Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Swurvivor podcast. I am so excited to start this season out of the Blood versus Water Crimson Cosmos. And we have our wonderful, all of our hosts here. I'm Alba, as I said, and then we have.
I'm Brendan. I am the co-host of this podcast. I'll be here every week.
And I am Swamp. I am the guest for the first episode. I'm the host and owner, and I started Swurvivor, and I'm here at season 31, and I'm very excited about our third Blood versus Water season.
Yes, I'm so excited to especially have Swamp here because he is the owner, and I have some questions for him today. But I'm also just excited to talk about the season, and to talk about our players.
I'm very excited to talk about these players.
Yes.
So
Okay,
What do you
well,
want to talk about?
sorry, I'm leading.
What do you want to talk about first?
So I want to ask Swamp those questions if that's cool with you, Brendan. What do you
Let's do
think?
that.
Okay,
That's a
cool.
great idea.
Awesome. So, Swamp, as the owner of this wonderful server, you have had this 31 seasons, and that's honestly really phenomenal. You also have 1,100 members, hopefully growing within the next
As of
seasons.
today.
That's
As
awesome.
of today.
It's super cool. And I was just wondering if you could just tell us a little bit about how you created this server, what age you were, and like the inspiration behind all of it.
Yeah, I mean, I started this server like almost 6 years ago now, which is kind
Wow.
of crazy. I was
Hmm.
14 years old. I was a freshman in high school. I'm currently 20 and a
Oh my
sophomore in
gosh.
college. Um, yeah, it's kind of crazy how much time has passed since I started this org. And I've put a lot into it. I really like it. But when we started, this org was not very good at all. Um, I was kind of inspired by the orgs I was playing in. I wasn't playing in some of the greatest orgs when I was 14, to be honest. But we've evolved season by season, specifically like season 11 and onwards. I think we've been providing quality seasons with
Hmm.
relatively quality casts, and it's cool. It's very interesting now being a 16 plus org, knowing that I started this when I wasn't even 16 myself. But
Hmm.
it's cool that it's come this far and that we are post All Stars into this new era of Swurvivor, which I'm very excited to talk about, obviously.
Yes,
We
that's
finally
awesome.
have a podcast.
Yes, for real this time.
For real.
For realsies.
For realsies. Yes. Could
Hopefully.
you tell us? Could you tell us on how like the theme came about for this season? I know that there was a past season that had some sort of similar theme. Could you talk to us about that?
Well, I mean, the lore was inspired by, I don't know whether to credit Alba or ChatGPT.
I was about to say ChatGPT.
It's Alpha and ChatGPT, okay?
But
They collaborated.
I'm someone who really
Period.
appreciates the lore and like a lot of background to these kind of seasons. Oh fuck me.
Oh,
We're cooking.
excuse you?
and so I kind of tried to build on that with the lore. I think I did a lot of the lore building for this season.
I heard a rumor that Swirlis was a part of this making.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah, because that was the thing in season 18. Season 18 was like my favorite theming I ever did. With this
ooh.
dystopian theme, where they were in the dystopia, and it had a lot of elements of the game that were related to the theme that just
Hmm.
felt really natural and really fun, and I really liked it. But it is our third Blood vs. Water season, and we are redoing a twist.
Hmm.
Um, I won't go into it more deeply because it hasn't been fully revealed yet. But this isn't the first time where we've had some kind of twist where the pairs who were able to stay long enough get some kind of advantage.
Okay.
The Swarazon. River,
I think
however
we
we're
should.
saying it.
Oh, sorry. I think we should talk about the twists more, just so like people, if people use this as a way to help them spectate, they know about the twist.
Hmm.
Yeah. We can talk about the twists. Brendan, you want to comment on the partner chats and the?
Yeah, so sort of, this was sort of my idea. I thought it could be cool to have a blood versus water season. Like, this is one of the specific cool things you can do on Discord is like the tribes don't have to be completely separate. So people from different tribes can be talking to each other. And I think that makes this very interesting because in this season, you can talk with your blood versus water partner, the person you knew ahead of time, and we're trying to build like the idol hunts around that and twists surrounding that as well. We're gonna have an interesting tribe swap later. That's all I'll say. No spoilers.
Mm-hmm. Also, no spoilers. Although I will say that there will be more to the partner chats. Having the partner chats will be crucial to parts of this early game, um, particularly potentially with addles and advantages. But that will be to come when we start this season. And speaking of that, we have a cast. I think we should talk about
Yes,
I
these 20
definitely think we should.
players.
absolutely. Okay, who wants to start?
Um,
What do you want to say,
I
Alba?
Me?
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. So I need to go to my list. I'm sorry, 1 second.
Because you
Here we
have
go.
4 groups, right? So you should
That's
start.
right. Yes.
and
Okay.
I kind of forced that on you.
Please, both of you, comment on if you have any additional things about these cast members. I barely just spent them. I did read some of their applications, and I will give the best amount of information that I know. And then also with confessionals today, I think it's also good to watch what they're saying and stuff. But my first group is Jazzy and Malia, and
Icons.
yes, I'm actually really excited. I read Jazzy's confessional today, and it looks like she's really in it. She wrote so much. It makes me so excited for her confessional. And she just like with her verbiage, she seems like a really smart player. Somebody who's gonna like be able to have an overview of the game and hopefully make some good strategic moves.
I definitely agree. I like her quite a bit as well, and I also think it's important to note when we're talking about these people. This is a this cast has a lot of women on it, and that's not usually the case in a lot of orgs. So I think like that could play a bigger impact in the season if people go all girl power, which I think they might.
Yeah. Yes, Brendan, that's such a wonderful thing to say. Like, I'm actually so excited to watch that because I, as somebody who hasn't like, I've always been a one girl in like a 16 group guy cast.
Oh
That,
yeah,
yeah,
for
recently
sure.
in particular. um,
I will
yeah,
also say about no Malia. I
love her.
Some people in spec chat are like, "Oh, she won her last 2 orgs, so
Hmm.
she hasn't posted anything in her confessional yet." We're like for reference, for like maybe 4 hours into the season, but people are really high on her, so I'm excited for her
Yep.
as well.
She mentioned winning her winning season her um, in her interview, and Amelia seems like a really strong player. Reminds me of someone like Christy from season 28,
For sure.
where I
Hmm.
just think that she's probably going to be a player who would be like, just hopefully have a super repeatable, like solid, good strategic game. Um, I have seen the orgs she's played. I think they're all pretty good orgs. Potentially for both Jazzy and Emily, I am slightly concerned about their social games, if they're going to be as active compared to some of these org fiends. But I think on this cast, I think they're an overall decent position both of them, but I have really high prospects for Malia in particular here.
I definitely agree. I like them both. All right, do you want to move on?
Agreed. Yes, wonderful. Also, I like cut out in the middle of Jazzy because my timer went off.
Oh, that's okay.
So sorry guys, but I
You can
am
continue on
excited about
her.
Jazzy, period. Okay. No, it's cool. So next group I have is Joseph and Luke.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like to comment about Luke because I have seen Luke everywhere. And I hear that he's a fan favorite, and I'm excited about that. But I've never seen him play an org. So I'm just excited to see what he does here.
Yeah, I can comment a little bit on Luke from Sword Chronicles. I believe Luke played the first season and quit that season. So hopefully we don't see that again. But Luke, in recent seasons, has been a pretty active spectator. In season 30, in particular, pretty active in Spectra, and that's someone who we really love seeing apply and play. So, yeah, Luke is definitely a pretty notable cast here.
I can also say I did play an org with Luke before, and he was first boot. So I honestly don't know much about him, but I think from spectating the season a little bit already, he seems like one of the big power players of his tribe. Specifically, he was in a VC for 3 hours or something.
Yeah, just
Still
And
good
is,
initial.
actually.
still is. Oh wow! And I just feel like he seems like the type of player from that one episode I played with him. He seems like the type of player who will hit the ground running. So
Mm.
yeah, I think he'll do well.
Yep. Joseph is his partner, who I think is potentially more low key.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have too much to say about Joseph, but
I'm
I
90% sure he
think
was
Joseph's
also in
good.
that Oregon mention. But
Swurvivor?
yeah, but I kind of I don't remember. I don't think we were ever on the same tribe. So I don't know.
Well, that's why they applied. They played that org together, right?
Well, they weren't together. Luke was first. Well, maybe in his future season. I haven't been paying much attention.
Maybe it's something else. I don't know.
I think they might both be prod. Well, we'll figure it out.
Yes, but also to note on Joseph, um, yeah, he seems really chill. It looks like he might be. I feel like he might be a good under the radar player, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I agree.
Yeah,
I feel like also him partnering up with Luke is interesting because I feel like they have very different play styles
that's always fun.
from the looks of it. So interesting duo.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
All
What's our
right.
hair, Alba?
So next I have Mega and Munchie. And the first thing I noticed about this is that they have coordinating profile pics, and I love that.
Absolutely.
But I don't know where the profile pics are from. Does anybody know? Can anybody inform me on that?
Let me see.
I don't know. Willy Wonka.
I
Not
was
Willy
kind of thinking
Wonka.
Wonka too.
It's not.
Isn't that Timothy Chalamet?
Wait, is
No.
it?
No.
No way.
Oh,
It's from Pushing Daisies. It's a musical.
oh, that's not. No, there's someone with a Wonka profile picture. Not profile picture, but cast photo.
I know that that's
Right?
Kristen Chenoweth. Munchie is Kristen Chenoweth. It must be a musical. It's giving musical
Oh,
vibes.
is it Wicked?
It isn't. No. It's
No, no
I haven't
way.
seen Wicked. I'm
Wicked.
No
sorry.
way. That's gold.
Why would that be Wicked? Like these
Dude,
goofy
I can't
extra.
see well, man.
He's got a
No,
pizza on his hat
he does.
or something like that. A
Yeah.
pie.
Yes, but that was my first thing that I wanted to mention about them. And then also, I get so interested in learning about first of all, obviously relationships between players, but also just I like knowing that if people are older age, they have a job, so they're busy most of the day, like I am. but then they also focus really hard on the game, and if they're good players, they talk to a lot of people. And I'm just excited to see both of these people try that because I feel like I suck at it sometimes. And people who are younger than like 18, they have like all day to talk to people uh, sometimes,
Mhm.
unless they're in school. So yeah, I'm just excited to see them try that because I feel like they're a fun group. So that's my
Yeah,
comment.
absolutely. I love their names.
Yeah,
They're just fun names.
they both got personality.
Yeah. I'm kind of for a lot of these players. I'm kind of going off what they're doing so far in the game, in their first impressions, and they haven't really done much in their professionals yet. But when I read their interviews, they both seemed like fun people. So I'm hoping that they play more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think, yeah, I don't know. I mean, they're totally wild cards to me, but I think they both seem like players that I would not see as being like bad or terrible by any means. These seem like just solid, consistent picks for me. I could see Munchie playing like I could see either of them playing like Megan.
Hmm.
Oh yeah,
Is my
I,
read.
I definitely agree. For
Yep,
people who
that's
don't know
good.
Megan, can you say like an actual Survivor player?
I don't fucking know.
I kind of
I
don't
can
know either. I
I can only think it's just because orgs are such different strategy wise and social wise that I think there's so much. It would be hard for me to compare it to an actual Survivor player. I can only think of org players that I find.
I'm trying to think of sort of like a wild card or just like a
I,
solid.
mine's just like someone who's a solid like pick to win.
Yeah,
Who's just
I kind of
a pretty consistent player. That's what I'm getting.
Mm, that's nice to have. Yeah.
that's kind of what I'm feeling too. I also what I'm feeling is that one of them might go out like pre-merge and it's surprise. I don't know.
Ooh,
Maybe that's a hot take.
we'll see. Um, yeah. What else? Do we have
Yeah.
anything else to say about these two?
No, just excited to watch them. There we go.
I
Ready for
said
the
too.
next ones?
Hmm.
Yep.
Okay, so my last group that I will be introducing or talking about is Haley and Liam. And I have never seen either of these people play, but the amount of cred that I have heard for Haley is wild. I know that she played in our um, friend, I don't know if we call them a partner server or just a friend server swamp, the Swurvivor, the Swur Chronicles.
Sister server, you could call it.
Sister server.
That's
Yes, sister. Period.
for
Okay.
real.
And I've just heard such good things about Haley, and I know that um she has from listening to other people, she has a similar play style as I do. And I think that that's going to be really fun in the game to watch, especially in a Blood versus Water. I've never done one before, so it'll be interesting to see how she maneuvers the game. But I have big expectations for her being a main player in this cast.
I definitely agree. I spec her a bit in Sword Chronicles, and I would agree with your assessment. I just feel like she is the definition of like a solid player,
Hmm.
where you would expect them to make merge every time, and that's just kind of the read I get. I did watch her play Big Brother though, so maybe that it could be different in Survivor, but I honestly a lot of the skills transfer over.
I agree.
What about Liam?
Wait, I feel like there's some more to say about Haley. I think Haley's. I guess I'll say something about Haley specifically. I think she's going to be a really fun player this season. I think she's going to be someone who's going to be having confession that you're going to be wanting to read a lot. Um, and I just see her as like a someone who would be like a pretty like core like solid social player. Having a lot of people around them. I don't think she will be as strong as like like Flower or like Jade.
Mm-hmm.
But I see a lot of that kind of going really far, social threat, could get cut near the end kind of archetype.
Yeah, I kind of agree. But also with Haley's confessionals, they are very insightful. I will say that as well.
That's fun.
Like
Yes.
I saw her already make like a huge chart of
She's
her
got
trust
banners. She's
rankings, and
got
I'm like,
banners.
she does, and I was like, I never put that much effort into my confessionals, and that's probably why I wasn't on All Star. So
I
Yeah,
love people who can do that.
yeah, it's so good.
yeah, and honestly, I didn't know much about Liam going in, but he seemed super solid in his interview. He seemed, just as good as Haley,
Mm-hmm.
and potentially even better. Who knows? And so far, Liam seems to be starting off quite well on his tribe. I mean, obviously the game just started, but seems to be pretty into the game, pretty ready to play. So I'm also happy to see him here.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm a bit less sure about Liam. I think he just seems like the kind of player who you can kind of tell is good. You know what I'm saying? It's someone who comes off as good at the game, which isn't always a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I think other people might be better at threat level management. But that's at least my read.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to watch. Honestly, with reading Liam's confessional, not confessioner, confessional, like an hour ago, I've like really enjoyed reading his stuff already. So that also makes me excited. I don't know much about him, but by the way that he's already explaining himself to me and the game, um, I think I think he'll be a good player for this season.
He also said, like, bro.
He's a bro. He's the
He's
bro.
a bro. He
He's the
is, and
Christmas. The Christmas universe.
I hope he. I was about to say I hope he starts a bro alliance, but I don't think any of us want that.
A bro alliance.
I want
I
to
don't
see
know.
it. No, but
A
with women
bro.
in this cast, like, could never. It's not gonna
Yeah,
happen.
I feel like it's less bad when there are women on the cast. It's bad to have like an all men alliance if
Yeah.
like that's like most of the cast.
Well,
But when it's
you
split,
have
it's not as bad.
if you have an all men alliance when there's one woman on the cast, that makes it a bit different.
Yeah, that makes it a bit fucked. Yeah, I agree.
But guys, like, men don't like women can be bros too. Like, I've definitely
Oh,
played the
for
part
sure.
of being a bro. Like, hey, bro, you want to get swole, bro? Like, games. So I've
I've done that
definitely
too,
been
even
that
though
Yes,
I shouldn't have done
obviously.
it. Like I sometimes talk about sports with people, and it's like, oh, we're so good.
person.
Get Brendan talking about sports. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean that's also me talking about sports. To be fair, just trying to fit in
That's
as
me
much
and
as possible.
Josiah's one-on-ones or
Oh my
no
god, there's already an
or
alliance
yeah.
chat. Holy moly!
Yes.
Sorry,
You know,
let's get to that later.
Oh yeah. Sorry. That is insensitive because you had a good reason not to pay attention. All right. Do you want me to go?
yeah, please go.
All right. So my first duo is a duo I'm very very excited to see because specifically I know Madeline from I expect her. Well, I played 2 seasons of Gunkfiver. It's an org that has kind of ended, but it was a really high quality org. And both times in that org, I got out really really early. But the first season, she got second, and she was kind of like a robbed goddess. People were saying, "Oh, she should have won." I think she should have won. Sorry, Amelia, but and in the second season, it was an all-star season with 32 people, and she won that. And I just think that's really impressive, especially as someone as young as her, without like the life experience that everyone else has. I think that's really impressive. And Kaylin is also her girlfriend, which I think is another interesting dynamic. I know a bit less about Kaylin, but she does seem very adept at Survivor. Definitely not as good as Madeline, but I also think an interesting aspect of this season is that they're both here to play for fun. So honestly, yeah, I wouldn't expect either of them to win, but I would expect them to be big players.
Yeah, they are both on the younger side, which I mean they're both under 18, which
Mhm.
could hurt them potentially depending on the feelings of this cast. But it also might not be too bad for them. Yeah, Madeline and Kaylin both seem to be competent players. I would agree with you there. Who I could see both doing very well. Um, yeah, I am unsure on Kaylin as a game player, but I totally think she has the capabilities of doing good.
For some game stuff, I was looking at some. Well, Haley at least had initial vibe rankings from her tribe, and she's like, Kaylin is number one for her. So I
Yeah,
see. It seems like her social game's pretty good. Starla.
yeah, and it's also interesting just this pair in general. Just have people who are not just friends; these people are dating. Right? That's obviously they're young, but it's a different dynamic that's really interesting to have.
Oh yeah, for sure. I want to make. Here's the thing. I kind of feel like Madeline's gonna play not to win, but more just to like make big moves and stuff,
That
and
I'm
play like
fine
an
with that.
impressive game.
I'm happy with
So
that.
I'm happy with that too. It's good TV.
Hmm.
Me and her got into a fight in an org once. It was really funny.
Yeah, something they mentioned in particular in their channel, and I don't know the truthfulness of this, is that they would eat the poisonous berries a la Hunger Games. Um,
What does that even mean?
so this actually happened in Survivor before in season 12. Um,
What?
in season 12, where there was Colby and Patty, who were a duo, Blood vs. Water duo, and they made the final two. They did not make a speech. They refused to answer jury questions, and they just said vote. And because they were like they succeeded in the goal, and I really appreciate that in a duo in Blood vs. Water. I
Mhm.
really appreciate a duo who is willing to stick together, and now there's a duo in here in particular who seems against that concept. But I think that is more compelling for Blood versus Water because you both make different allies, but you both really want to work with each other, and trying to figure that out with you both staying in is really hard. But I think it's really
Yeah,
important like that.
I think that is the main draw of the season and why it's going to be so fascinating.
Yeah.
Do you want to do your first person? Do you want to trade off for the rest of them?
I would love to go to Nexus and Requiem because I was kind of building a lead into them if
Oh,
you
okay. Well,
hadn't
yeah, I'll do
noticed.
Nexus and Requiem. Um, so I do. Well, I feel like for most of these people, I'm gonna say I like both of them. I mean, obviously we casted them, so you have to
They are
like them a bit.
certainly interesting.
Yeah. So what I'm hearing from Nexus is that he's a bit of a villain. He's already shit talking people in confessionals.
Yeah.
He's saying not to be a bitch already, but it's like why you're waving being revealed, blah blah blah. Like, come on, girl. Like, I know the exact type of person. He seems like he's just gonna be like a sassy gay man, and I'm honestly here for that. Just like
Yeah.
own people.
I don't know if you saw their one-on-one channel, but they were beefing like crazy.
They're already
Um,
beefing.
no, like with each other. Like I don't know if they were talking about, yeah, I'm going to vote you out. Like your game
Oh, in
sucks.
their interview.
No, yeah, in an interview channel. They would just
That's
say
crazy.
like crazy.
I'm not even. It could be a bit. Like they seem crazy.
I mean, it definitely performative in some regard because they're doing it in their interview channel. And if they're friends who are just talking to each other normally, they would have just been like DMing each other. But they chose to do an interview channel.
I
But I
hope they do it.
appreciate that. That's art, really. You know.
Yeah, they should do it. If they want to be brought back, they should do it. I'm saying.
Yeah, I agree.
Who's the who's the other dude? Requiem. Oh yeah, he
I
hasn't
think
typed in his confessional yet.
Requiem is the British one, and I think Nexus is the French one. Don't quote me on that.
Hmm. Also,
A lot of Europeans, by the way, a lot of non-Americans this season, I will say.
yeah, I think it's. I don't know. I really like getting people from different countries. I think one of my favorite people who's ever played this org is Danny, just because like he lives in such a different place than most org players. And I
Yeah.
think that just leads to more interesting seasons.
Yeah, and I think even a backup for this season was from the Philippines. So we had a lot of a lot of unique applicants. I think there were some Hungarian people who applied who dropped. I don't know, but yeah, this is overall just a really diverse cast in multiple facets. Like a lot of people from different countries. More age diversity, although there's no one who's that old really. It doesn't really go that old, but there's a broader
Yeah,
range
not
of
really.
people in their 20s, which is
Which is
pretty standard
diverse
in
for an
org.
org, yeah.
Yeah, and there's an even gender split, and yeah, I think that's just uh, really good. And I hopefully that will lead to a better season because there'll be different people who are interacting with each other, and I think that is what makes Survivor a lot of what it is. You know,
Oh, I'm reading their interview. They are
like
they're
Nexus and
going
Requiem.
crazy. Yeah, they're going bonkers, man.
Alba, have you been reading Alba or not Alba Nexus and Requiem's interview at all when they were going off at each other?
Yes, I did read that. That was intense.
Requiem quote, where's the correlation between being better at an online game and being fat? No? Girl, I stopped calling you fat because you truly are. Maybe they don't want us to. I don't
Okay,
know.
but it's performative.
It
It is
is.
from our. It
We've
is
admitted it's
crazy.
performative because they're doing it in their interview channel and not just in their DM. But I
I'm
love that
excited
about them.
for them now that.
They're young. I am nervous about both their prospects. I think
I think one of them's going pre-merge. I gotta say.
yeah, I would be
And then
worried
the
about them.
other, like,
But
another interesting thing about Blood versus Water seasons is once you lose your loved one, you're usually kind of safe pre-merge, because then people want to pull you in and
yeah,
all
but then
that.
they'll lose the opportunity to get the advantage at the end
Yeah, but like,
through the river of blood.
I kind of think
Ooh.
it's like an even trade-off, like because
Mhm.
if you look at the actual Blood versus Water seasons, both of those people lost. Both the winners lost their loved ones pre-merge.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, in Swurvivor, that precedent hasn't been met, so it's gonna be interesting to see how this season, goes because the winner of season 19, their partner was eighth place, and the
Mhm.
winner of season 12, their partner was second place, right? So, but we will
But
see how that
I really hope someone votes
manifests
out their
this season.
partner so we can be like they voted out their partner. Oh my
Oh, that's gonna
god.
be such tea. Yes, I cannot wait for that.
I
So
don't
we
think
can
that
be
has
like
actually
Jeff
happened before.
every time he mentions Sierra, we could be like, "Oh, like she voted out her girlfriend. No way."
I would love to see that. Um,
Who's
yeah,
next?
um,
I believe
Brendan, people still?
Samej and Will.
Ooh.
So about I'm not sure pronouncing Smedge's name correctly.
You
Like
did spell it wrong. It is Smedge. I believe it is James
Smedge.
backwards.
Oh my god. That's a crazy org name.
Yeah.
Just call yourself James. I mean, isn't there already a James winner?
There's been too many James who have played. Yeah, James have already won. Has already won.
So he can be the first. It's like the Jelinski. Jelinski's like, there's been so many other Davids, but there's only one Jelinski.
Only one Jelinski, yeah.
Okay, so people really like Smedge in the VIP chat. I do know that, and apparently he's going to be a good player. Lots of people are drafting him, and I agree with the sentiment. He looks like, I don't know, anyone. I don't know if you guys can agree with me on this. I feel like anyone with like an abnormal name in an org, you're kind of like, huh? And it kind of puts like a spotlight onto you a little bit. So you have to play that correctly. Because if you're someone named like doorknob, and you're like a weirdo, it's like, okay, like your first move. So yeah, I just feel like he's gonna be good. It seems like he's posting video confessionals as well, which I also like. Well, he at least posted one in his interview. He seems like a talker. He seems like he talks a lot, and I don't know. He just seems like he's gonna be an interesting player. Maybe a bit of an underdog who people wouldn't expect to do well, but will.
Yeah, I agree. And I also noticed he is from Boston, which as far as I
Boston
know
Hype.
is where all the good Survivor players are from.
Oh.
I'm from Boston, and I'm famously
Oh,
good.
well, never mind, actually.
Oh yeah, never mind. Take that away. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. No, we literally. I saw an ad of Boston Rob promoting Dunkin'. I'm like, this is the most Massachusetts thing I've ever seen. Like Boston Rob is trying to get me to buy the Dunkin' latte. Like,
I've never
okay,
seen.
No, I
because you
like.
don't live in Boston.
I don't.
I honestly already have an issue with Simaj because he wants to eat a box of Dunkin' Donuts or like Krispy Kreme is top tier, so I don't really know how I feel about this guy.
I don't even like Dunkin' that much. I do have to say. I know it's like a bit of sacrilege to be from this area and not like Dunkin', but like,
Yeah,
it's okay. Like, I only go there because it costs less money.
Yeah,
And so
this pair is interesting because I believe Rachel was someone who had applied before with Will, and then Will, who was the one invited, decided to get someone else instead, and they played, which I thought was pretty surprising, but I thought was cool that they were able to find someone who was interested in playing and wanted to enjoy the game. And I've seen some match before. I think in the org scene as a fairly just like competent player, so I can see him doing well here.
I honestly get way less of a read on Will. I can tell from their interview they both definitely talk a lot, but I don't know. I don't get as much from Will, but we'll see.
For me personally, I'm kind of a Will fan. He hasn't written much in his confessionals. Of course, it's only the first day. But I already love his intro. He calls himself the season's star boy, and I hope that he really pulls through with that. I'm gonna put him on my list to definitely watch, and I hope that he fulfills that.
Sorry, Will. Will's gonna win the season, and then he's gonna be like, Brendan, you were wrongo bongo. I'm like, okay.
I will say these people do also know each other in real life, so they're not just org friends.
They know each other.
They actually do know each other, which is a.
Do you guys know that meme? They know each other.
Question mark.
But it's a plus for me,
Oh, I really want people in this org to start accusing them of knowing each other. It's like, you know your partner. What?
A pre-gaming, like, oh, they're
Yeah, yo,
pre-gaming,
you
you're
were
literally
pre-gaming.
blood versus water. Yeah.
They'll accuse me of pre-gaming in a different way today, which was kind of crazy. She said I was pre-gaming the cast reveal as in a drinking alcohol beforehand, which is that's kind of crazy. All right, moving on.
Yeah, moving on. We only have 3 groups left.
Exciting.
3 groups which I have lots to talk about, I feel like.
Ooh, okay.
Ooh,
Um, yeah, which one do you want to do first, guys?
let's do Mel and Sammy.
Alright, we do Melanie and Sammy. This is a pair I'm super excited for. I would say it's very interesting. Apparently, Melanie and Gege have some past beef or something like that, and Sammy
Yeah,
also has some past beef with Luke. I don't know.
Ooh,
Um,
the tea.
but Melanie, I know that she played the Traders, a Traders org, so I knew her from that, and I believe I actually did invite Mel to this season. I think I invited all the hosts in that org, and she was one of them. Um, yeah, I'm super happy to see that she's here, and I think she's brought a really solid partner in Sammy as well. They seem like both like decent players who are active, cover the game. So I feel pretty solid about them.
Mhm.
I don't know. What do you guys
I
think about them?
I have strong opinions on Melanie because she's a certified hater, and I love that. She's just like I find it like someone who comes into a season with people you've played with before, and it's immediately like, oh, I have beef with all these people. It's like, how does that happen? Like, how do you have beef with 4 separate people on the season if you're not like managing your relationships well? Like, I feel like if I come into a season with someone I have beef with, I'm like, yo, let's work it out. But I think it's a fun energy. She seems very fun. She's on my draft, but that's only partially because I have a draft of people whose names start with M.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think she's gonna be really fun. Villain of the season, perhaps.
No,
Interesting.
I actually really agree with that. Like, Melanie gives me like, I don't give a fuck. Like, oh, sorry.
No,
What
it's okay.
what you're saying, like, I'm gonna be straight up with you, and like, basically, like, she doesn't mind being a bitch, and like, I honestly
Yeah,
love that because um women like that are incredibly strong. They know how to handle situations. And yeah, she's going to be a strong player, and I can already see that. She doesn't really mess with any SHIT. So that's going to be really interesting to see. I also see that she has a lot of beef with other people on the cast. And that's going to be kind of crazy. Especially, I saw that she has beef with Gigi, and I've played with Gigi, which we're going to talk about. But yeah, it's just going to be a crazy season, I can already tell.
Mel also said the girls and the gays are coming to spectate to like. She's like, oh, the girls and the gays are. Well, she knows that the girls and the gays already love her, which makes sense why me and Alba are standing. Um,
Straight up.
straight up. But I also, yeah, I don't know. Let's talk about Sammy because I brain farted. What I
Yeah,
had to say was going to be really funny though.
something I'll say about Sammy is I suppose now that we are getting the third member of the first alliance of the season, I should mention that we have a first alliance of the season, which was made incredibly quick. It was made like 3 hours. after cast reveal finished, like honestly less than that. Usually you
Mhm.
don't see alliances form that quick where all three people can agree like let's put those three together. We'll see how long lasting that can be. But the alliance consists of three players that we've all talked about being pretty social early on, pretty strong players. We have Luke, Madeline, and Sammy. So that is our
Mhm.
first alliance of the season. Those three. We will see how that alliance fares. Um, but I mean, that would make me feel pretty good about Sammy starting off this season. And
Mhm.
I honestly think Sammy could do super well.
Mhm.
I honestly think she perhaps has better prospects than Melanie. So
I
I'm
This is
excited for
another example of a duo where I at least from their confessionals, they come off as complete opposites, which I think is very interesting. Like I feel like Sammy is at least comes off to me as someone who's going to be a bit more under the radar. Like within the three, if like a three gets speculated between like Madeline, Luke, and Sammy or whatever, I really do
Mhm.
like feel like Sammy could like weasel, or not weasel. That's like sneak her way out of a lot of the blame if
Mhm.
that gets exposed. And I feel like yeah, sometimes being a more like subtle player is good.
Yeah, on the other end of the stick, like if Melanie is too strong, she's definitely gonna get targeted multiple times. So it seems like Sammy does have more of longevity in the game right now.
I remember I was gonna say, we need to make a Melanie edit for Survivor.
Oh, we definitely can
Just
do
to
that.
like Boss Bitch by Doja Cat or something.
That would be
I
fun.
gotta be cool then.
okay.
We'll release
Uh,
that, guys.
Yeah,
let's talk
we're
about the
it's coming
next
out soon.
pair, which apparently have beef with Melanie.
Ooh.
Um, is it Gigi or
Mhm.
Yeah, I
Gigi?
would say Gigi, yeah.
Okay, I've been saying it wrong. Ignored me. Anyways, we got Gigi and we have Panda, who, as far as I know, don't really know each other that well at all.
They know each
Um,
other.
they don't. But they are in a pair together. Gigi is just coming off of Sword Chronicles, just straight up back to back. I mean, the finale was literally tonight. It was literally the same
Mhm.
day as the cast reveal.
Mhm.
So it's very back to back for him. He wasn't in the game still, but and Panda, who is his partner, they are players who I have no idea how they're going to do this. Panda's first Survivor org, so I have no read on how she's going to do in this season. I very well think both of them could be strong players, but I also could see both of them going early. I have no idea. What do you guys
Yeah, I kind of view these two as the biggest wild cards in my opinion because I feel like either of them could like get pre-jury or do really well. I feel more confident about Gigi just from
think?
spectating him or her or they. Sorry,
Him.
Gigi's him.
him. Okay,
Mhm.
spectating him a bit in Sword Chronicles. I feel like he's a solid player, but Panda I have like no clue about, and yeah, I could just see it going either way for them. But I think they both have really high upside. And Gigi seems also like a drama queen, so I like that.
Yeah, so I was in the most recent season of Sword Chronicles with Gigi, and like Gigi's literally my op. Like
Biggest
um
off.
biggest op around here. No, but
Also,
Gigi,
Gigi's currently drunk, in case you're wondering.
that's how crazy Gigi is. Like I talking to Gigi throughout Sword Chronicles, he just seems very fun. He seems like he's a life of the party type of player, which is very, I think, relatable for a lot of people or like just fun to talk to. He has a certain kind of charm. And that's honestly why I like literally put him up on the block. because he's a
Oops.
good player. He has that social aspect that was not good for my game. So I think watching him here and not being in the game with him, I'm excited to see him because I think he can make those relationships pretty quickly. And hopefully he can I don't know, be have a balance of maybe not seeing too much of a target because he's so social this time around. But we'll see. And with Panda, I don't know much about Panda, but she seems like definitely wild card, as you guys said. But also, since she's new to Survivor, I love watching players like that because um,
Same.
uh, they're just a different vibe, I think.
Yeah,
Was
for
somebody,
sure.
yeah.
Gigi's posted, you know how like people take selfies and like they're drunk and it's all like blurry. Gigi's just posted some of those selfies. They're professional, which is like that's a really good vibe. I like when I was about to say I like when people get drunk in orgs, but I don't. It's fun. It's like some people are boring, and Gigi is fun.
Hmm.
Like Gigi's definitely not a game bot, and I love that.
Yeah.
Yep.
I guess we talked about Gigi a lot. I will say something about Panda. So what I know about Panda is that she played in a traders org in which she was the misled faithful, essentially. There was a point where there was 8 people left. It was a 4-person split. It was 3 traders. It was a tie because Panda and the 3 traders all voted together.
Hmm.
Now, Panda was not
Mm.
inactive by any means. Panda was like one of the most active and engaged players in that season, and like in that season. But she was totally guided the wrong way, and that does make me nervous for how she will survive because you gotta be able to figure that stuff out in Survivor. But I think she is. I have no doubt that Panda can be active and a good player. I also know that she is applying to another org right now, so we'll see how that goes. But I'm cautiously optimistic for her.
Hmm.
I am too.
Okay,
Yes,
I'm
I
just
agree.
I'm reading some of her one-on-ones right now, and it's like a hit or miss. She hasn't been all that social, but we'll see.
yeah. We only have one more pair left, and then after that we will with just an
Then we're gonna
overall
do winner picks and then
thoughts.
have like a fun category.
Yes. Okay. Okay. We'll have winner picks, and then we'll have our overall. So our last duo is Jamie and Landon, who
Hmm.
are a true blood versus water pair. Um, they are young people who have been dating for 4 years. Um, I believe they're both college students. I believe Jamie has never played an orc before. Or sorry, Landon has graduated. Jamie's currently in
Mhm.
college, but Jamie has never played an orc before. Entirely new. Um, Landon not super. Hasn't played a bunch of orcs. Um, but he knows what they are, right? And
Hmm.
he wants to play Water Season with his girlfriend, and I can see them being a super strong pair. I will say both of them have yet to show their face,
Hmm.
which definitely worries me. Because in this game it can go really fast, and missing these crucial early moments can make you an early target, even if you come back later. Um, Yeah, I'm very nervous for these people as players. I'm very worried they could both be unceremonious early boots, but I really want them to perform well because I just think it's I love in Blood versus Water seasons when you actually get people who are vested in working with each
Um, the one thing I will say is that Liam said this, so it's at least only one person. But the second it was revealed that they were dating for 4 years, He was like, they know each other, but more than everyone else, so they
Oh
have
my
to go.
gosh.
I think
So
that's stupid, by the way,
it
because
is stupid.
everyone's
I
working with
agree.
their pair. It's two people regardless. It's still two
I
people who are not voting each other out, no matter.
Yep.
I don't think that makes them a threat at all.
I agree, but if people push that narrative, it's like if you're looking for a first boot, that's like
Yeah, I'd be upset if that was
not.
the narrative because I chose to make, like that to be what we announced about, because that is a good look for this kind of season. So if that
Yeah.
is a negative for people, I find that upsetting.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
we're gonna personally DM you and be like, we don't like it. No,
No, we won't do that. They're probably like on a date night right now, guys. Like, I
Oh,
think,
definitely.
literally, it's
like, we all
Friday.
know. Yeah.
I
We
wouldn't.
all.
I
Sorry, go ahead.
yeah. I mean, I feel like date night is probably more fun than Survivor. No offense.
Yeah.
I
No,
mean,
I agree with that.
depends in person.
Yeah, but you guys all know how, like, I always say first 48 hours, super important. But I we've all been in situations where we weren't there for the first 12 hours, and then I think we made it out, or at least I
Yeah, and
did.
sometimes it's
And
fine.
it's possible, so hopefully, they can show their faces and start, charming some people up.
Hell yeah. Um, anything else about Jamie or Landon? Do you guys have?
Uh, I don't know. Random prediction. I feel like Jamie is breakout star of the season. There we go.
Ooh.
I'd love to
I
see
said
it.
it.
That's what I'm hoping for.
All
Yeah, I
right.
like that. I like that energy. What was I gonna? Oh, I did want to just echo what Swamp said too. I before we move on to the next thing, I think that blood versus water is that. Like you said, Swamp, it's like people who actually know each other and are willing to work together and like be really invested into it. So I am excited to hopefully they give us that energy and hopefully we can watch them slay the season.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, we
They're
can
gonna
go now.
eat. All
All
right.
right, Albert, are you leading this or is Brendan leading this?
I can do this.
Okay.
I don't know. We could do another segment after this as well as a joke, but I
We'll be
think we're gonna
closing
go
remarks
into.
after winner picks.
All right. How about we both pick a player to watch out for and our winner pick for the season, and so we'll have it firmly on the record. And then if we're wrong, it'll be really funny. If we're right, we can brag.
Okay.
Would you like me to start?
Yeah,
Yeah, go.
please go.
All right, so obviously my player to watch out for is going to be Madeline. I said earlier I kind of don't think she's winning. I think she's not playing to win, but I think she will be a big impact on the season. And honestly, for my winner, I'm going with a bit of a chaos pick. I'm doing Melanie. I hope.
That's a
I
chaos pick.
think
Really?
she has the upside. Like she has upside. She can be social, but like sometimes you don't want people being fake to you all the time, and I think that can help. So yeah.
Yeah,
But you can go next 'cause I am still thinking.
that's okay. That's perfect. Because I'm going to go totally against Brendan and say that the player to watch out for is Melanie. As much as I
Ooh.
love her energy, I know all too well of having beef with people and being a threat, how it can be your downfall. So and if there's not a balance, it doesn't work. So my person to watch out for is Melanie. And I think my winner pick is going to be Haley. I think that she's going to have that balance. I think that she's going to be able to make it to merge and hopefully have some loyal people that can insulate her well so that she can make it to the end of the game. So Haley's my pick.
I like that pick a lot.
I love that pick. All right. Yeah, I think my player to look out for is going to be Luke here. Luke's
Mm.
already in an alliance, and I think Luke's going to be a main character in this season, and I'm really excited for it. And I think Luke having someone who is who's more under the radar as a partner could be interesting for him as a character, and I think it
Hmm.
will. I think it will highlight Luke, and I think it will show him to be a important part of the season.
I like the pick as well.
My winner pick is super tough because I'm not going off enough information. I want to say Malia, but I just have some concerns. So
Hmm.
I'm going to pick Sammy here. I just
Ooh.
again getting herself an alliance really early. I just think she seems like a steady player, especially compared to her partner.
Hmm.
And I think her partner potentially being Mel could potentially be a shield for her. And so I see Sammy as a potentially good player to see making it far in this game and potentially the winner. So that's my winner pick, I think.
Awesome.
Do we all have women? Yes.
We do. Well,
Women
I
for the win.
honestly, my prediction for
winner
this
picks?
season is it's gonna be run by women. I feel like a lot of the men are kind of weaker. TBA.
I think it
The,
varies. It's hard to say.
the girls are here to play, though.
The
They're
girls
here
are
to
here to play.
play. I love
All
that.
right. Do we have any anything after that we do?
Do you want to have like a fun? We were thinking about maybe like a fun segment, like do a superlative. Who's most likely to like kill someone or something? I don't know.
We could do whatever. We could do that, or we could do. I will say the podcast has been going on for quite a bit.
Yeah, we could probably end it here because this isn't like a traditional.
Yeah, it's been just over an hour now.
Yeah. Okay. Let me do the outro, unless you guys have anything else to say beforehand.
Swamp, how was the Minecraft movie?
It was great. Chicken Jackie.
Crazy.
Oh
Wait,
my
no,
Can you
that's
goodness.
sing
right. I
the
said it wrong.
song?
Chicken Jackie. La la la
Can you sing the
lava.
song about the
Chicken.
lava chicken? Oh, awesome.
Please,
Wait,
lava
we need to
chicken.
sing a
Yes.
song.
That's going to be our intro.
I think we can put
Alba
the
and
intro to this
Brendan.
season, which is now finished, at the beginning of this podcast. But yeah, I'm super excited for this season. I love Blood vs. Water as a format. Personally, one of my favorites, which I'm so happy we're doing it again. And I'm really excited for this season, and I hope you guys have some future fun guests on this podcast.
Yeah,
Yes.
we can announce our next week's guest. Next week we're gonna have famously can't do math, Jaden.
Oh my gosh, classic.
Yes, Creamers Jaden.
Dreamers
Um,
Jaden. Also famously plus 46 hours, Jaden.
yes.
And how many episodes
Three
of the game until we expect the next episode of the podcast?
3 more.
So once
All
a
right.
week. Mm-hmm. Yes, and guys, I am excited to talk about our prod team. They will be coming in as we go throughout every episode. Hopefully, we have Swamp back another week to come and recap the week with us if he wants to.
There's a good
All of the
chance.
yes, all of the prod is welcome, and they have wonderful insights. So I'm excited to have them on here, and then also a guest every single week from past season. That'll be super fun. And also Dell, she will be doing our Edgic every single week as well. She'll come on and talk about that. So I'm excited for you guys to hear that.
Yay!
Yay.
I'm
Yay!
thinking of a fitting song to sing. I feel like when I sing songs, it's really funny.
You should
Hey,
sing
Brendan, hit
your
it.
goodbye song, like a really sad,
Goodbye, goodbye,
melancholy.
goodbye. You were bigger
Ooh.
than the whole sky.
Ooh. Love that.
I forget what that song was.
Do you guys want
Oh.
me to do a Hamilton? Like, I can do it word
Do a
for word.
Hamilton, yeah.
Um,
I think next episode this podcast needs to be more unhinged.
Okay, I have a
so
good way to end the podcast. We can just say okay a lot and then we'll end it.
Okay.
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 Is that it? Wait,
Bye
no.
everyone.
Bye,
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 everybody.
guys. I can't wait to see
We're
you next week.
back
I'm so
together.
excited. Literally so excited.
Oh my god.
This has been the
How
Swurvivor
do we
podcast with Alba, other people,
Brendan, I didn't know I was supposed to say my name.
and
And Swab and Lucas.
yes. Okay.
How do we end Craig?
That
Okay.
stop maybe.
Okay.